Hello, welcome Alberto Cogliani back to Nature of Reality Radio. It's great to be speaking to you again. A lot has happened since we last spoke, and well, a lot has not happened since we last spoke at the same time. There's a lot of things going on around the world, and there's a lot of things that aren't happening around the world that we are expecting to happen, or we think should happen, or want to happen, but everything seems to be going like with this lockdown and this election fraud. I could go on, but I'm not going to really do that. I'm going to give you the chance. But before I do, I just want to let my listeners know, please do listen to this on cost.tv rather than YouTube. It will be uploaded to YouTube. This is live stream, of course, but it will be uploaded to YouTube again a couple hours after I end this, and I will upload my interview as well to cost.tv so I can monetize using the blockchain feature that website has. Please only listen to YouTube for 15 seconds and listen to cost.tv for as long as you can, apparently, because that more you listen to, the more longer you listen, the more money I get. But of course, listening to the show once is enough. So please listen to that instead of cost.tv, instead of YouTube. And with that being said, also, I'm probably going to start not doing the show live anymore. I'm probably going to go to Patreon and ask my listeners to, if they want to listen to it right away, they're going to have to subscribe to Patreon, and I'm going to upload the shows a little while after I've decided to take Andrew Bartz's request to heart to upload shows to YouTube a couple weeks after and try to monetize and market off my show. So, with that being said, Alberto, I'd like to give you the chance to give your update on the state of affairs, what's going on in the world. I got things that I want to say, but I'm going to first give you the chance to get out anything you'd like to say about what's really going on, what you know is
Thank,
going on behind the
thank,
scenes, and then I'll.
thank you, Andrew. So, good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be with you, Andrew. First of all, I was listening to the interview that I gave you in July, and it was amazing because it's called Alberto Nityananda Cogliani. Awesome things going to happen now. It's on YouTube, and if you can, Andrew, if you can re-give it in one of these nights because it's incredible. First of all, I tell you three things amazing that happened that were confirmed. I said in that interview, I said in November the new era will start. Now you know that I'm a master, but I'm a disciple of a great master, as a great living Buddha, one of the five greatest masters on the planet, and he just said that at the middle of November the new golden age started, exactly when I had said exactly what I had said in July. He said that. He said that the new era has started in the middle of November. In July, I said the new era will start in November. So, number one. Number two, the 29th of July, I received in meditation this message. We have managed to implement the new timeline, which is a positive timeline, which is, you know that there are several factions and they try to implement, to insert their timeline. Each one is trying to, each extraterrestrial group is trying to insert its own timeline, the one they want. And with the positive extraterrestrials and the positive forces on the planet have managed together to implement and insert the positive timeline, which goes to ascension, which means that we have managed to implement once and for all the positive one, so there, and it cannot be changed, anymore, which means that the game is over, because it means that the match is over and the light has won, because the positive forces have managed to insert their timeline. So the timeline that we are in now, there's only one timeline. Yes, there's only one timeline. The Illuminati knew that already in 2012, that there was going to be only one timeline in the end. and the timeline is the end is the positive one, is going to it will be ascension of humanity. So humanity is safe and sound. There cannot be atomic explosions. There cannot be atomic war. There cannot be a world war if it is not atomic. There cannot be destruction of the planet. It's impossible. Impossible. Planet Earth does not want on its body nuclear explosions anymore, or the viruses like the AIDS virus. So we are now on that timeline. And the third news that I have is this. I received this in meditation, and there's going to be a wave of love and light, which will envelop all of us, all humanity. It will eliminate all negativity, and it will start a new renaissance of consciousness. Now that's amazing, because I received that in meditation, and after that afternoon, the greatest European channeler called Monique Mathieu said that she received the same message. It's incredible. So I said that the new year would start in November. My master said the new year started in November. I said that, that we have inserted a new positive timeline. And after one day, the Monique Mathieu said, we have managed, she said, we have re-established the plan and it cannot change anymore. And the plan is ascension. So she confirmed. And then the third thing, she confirmed also what I say when I say, we are going to have a wave of love, incredible wave of love coming to planet Earth, and light coming to planet Earth to engulf, to envelop all of us, and to give us and bring us to the new level of consciousness, which is super consciousness, which is the renaissance of consciousness. Now that's incredible, because the same afternoon, Monique Mathieu, you can find her videos on YouTube, Monique Mathieu, said the same thing. That's incredibly amazing. So I say three things that were completely, I say three incredible, very important things, the most important things, and they were all confirmed. One by my master, and two by Monique Mathieu. And she said the same. She said that we have established a new timeline, and she said that we are going to have a new, the new wave of love. And I tell you this secret, that in my heart, I think that when the wave of love will come, we will have the Christ consciousness coming. And that's what it is. There's new renaissance of consciousness. It's since 2018, I say in my videos, you can find my videos on YouTube, Alberto Cogliani. You can see my Facebook, Alberto Cogliani, Nityananda Cogliani. You can see my groups on Telegram and the new Accademia dei Talenti, New Planetary Renaissance, and you can find my groups on WhatsApp and the Facebook, Accademia dei Talenti e Nuovo Rinascimento Planetario. And all over there, I say, in those groups, I say that in 2018, I said that we will have a new renaissance of consciousness on planet Earth. After 2 years, the greatest contactee called Corey Good, the famous Corey Good, G-O-D, said, read everything about Corey Good, watch all the videos about Corey Good on YouTube. And he said, we are going to have a new renaissance of consciousness on planet Earth. He said that. So I have 4 things that I said, the most important things that I could say, the most important things about the evolution of the planet were all confirmed by, 1 by my master, 2 by Monique Mathieu, the greatest channeler in Europe, and 1 by the greatest contactee on the planet, Corey Good, who is in touch with the Super Federation. He calls it the Super Federation is 56 federations of 56 groups of extraterrestrials. So these are the 4 most amazing things, important things that I could say about the planet, the evolution of the planet, and it's all confirmed. I repeat them. Number 1, the 29th of July, we had managed to insert the new, to implement the new timeline. It's a positive timeline. Humanity is safe and sound. Number 2, the middle of November is the starting of the golden age, Satya Yuga, the age of truth, the famous, the so long awaited, at long last awaited golden age has come, the 16th of November. In July, I said, in November, the new year will start. Number 3, the new wave of love. And number 4, what was it? The new wave of love, the new age, the new timeline. And the 4th was by Monique Mathieu about Cody Good, the new renaissance of consciousness. So those four things are the most important things that I could tell you about everything. Because the new renaissance of consciousness, the new era started, the wave of love, and the other. So, and the new positive timeline has been implemented. It cannot be changed. We are there's only one timeline on the planet now. There's only one, Andrew. It is the timeline of positive timeline that ends up in the ascension of humanity. The planet is in the fourth dimension now. Humanity is stuck in the third. We are at this moment working out our karma, 3D karma. We have to work it out and neutralize it by forgiving. Corey Good said, forgive yourself for your mistakes and forgive others. And in this way, you will stop the wheel of karma. So, and in planet Earth, Corey Good said we have to do two things. We have to raise our consciousness, raise our vibration by becoming more spiritual, meditation, mantra, prayers, purification, high consciousness, compassion, and we have to demand the release of the technologies of the U.S. Army, which I said in 2000 and on my video, Alberto Cogliani, I said in 2018, I said Trump is going to release it. Now he's releasing it. Trump has already released the free energy and the magnetic field transportation, and I tell you the new things he will release. Next year he will release the Tesla chambers. Watch for Tesla chambers, read in internet, Tesla chambers, MedBed, and cache capsule, cache technology. All those three are ways to cure all diseases and rejuvenate the human body. So this is it is happening now, and like I said in 2018, Trump told the army to give us the technologies, and the army is doing that. The next thing will be rejuvenation and curable diseases in the next 2 years, and teleportation, 2025. So that's
yeah, I'm going to chime in here. That's a lot of great stuff that's going to come out, and that kind of technology, you have to wonder, how is our world going to acclimate? How is this going to work? This technology in conjunction
we are
with...
going to have amazing technologies. I tell you what we will have. We will have age regression, cure of all diseases, before 2-3 years, cure of all diseases, teleportation 2025. We will have the evolution of the 3D printer that you push a button and you see materialize it, everything, instantaneous materialization of everything that you want. Piece of food, piece of gold, piece of clothes, anything. It's the evolution of the 3D printer. I said it years ago, and now a university in America said we have created a 3D printer that can manifest food out of thin air. Another university said we have created a 3D printer that can create a human heart working, a human effectively working heart functioning from a 3D printer. So it will be the evolution of the 3D printer. We will have, then farther along, we will have time machine. The US Army has technologies that are amazingly advanced, 10,000 years advanced. They have everything. They said we have everything you can imagine. We have stargates that go to the other side of the universe. We have light speed. We have they have two ships in the sky, in the space, that are as big as a town. They have thousands of ships, magnetic field transportation that go the speed of light. They have they have bases all over the solar system and outside of the solar system. So the US Army, since 70 years, took 6,000 patents, technology patents from Nikola Tesla and others, and they took it, they militarized it, they took it for themselves. They did not disclose them, and now they have to disclose them. So we are going to have amazing, incredible technologies now. And in 2029, when we will enter the fifth dimension, we will have no wars, no suffering, no death, no old age, no negativity, no illness, no starvation, no any need. You had no factory, no work, no factories, no agriculture. There will be no need of anything anymore. In 2029, we will have a complete different planet Earth, which will be also because the planet will become ether, the fifth element, because the planet now it's in fourth dimension, and in 2029 it will become fifth dimension. And in 2029 we will have a totally different planet Earth from now, and we will have we will jump ahead 10,000 years from now till 2029. In 9 years we'll jump ahead 10,000 years. We will have time travel. The US Army has 9 kinds of time travel and 8 kinds of teleportation, age regression, curable diseases, instantaneous materialization of anything you want. You push a button, anything you want materializes. Stargates, speed of light. You can go bases everywhere in solar system, outside solar system. They can do anything they want. They said whatever you can imagine, we have. So this is the technologies we will have.
Okay, well, you're suggesting this will be rolled out into the public arena, but who in the general public is going to be privy to access this stuff? Everybody, or select few?
In the next year, in 1 year, we will have 1 or 2 years, we will have the MedBed. Check it out on internet, the MedBed.
Yes,
MedBed is called.
I've heard a lot about that recently. The MedBed, Elena Kapolnik's done some videos on it, among other things, and I've talked about it with my mother because she's in the medical industry, an eye doctor, ophthalmologist, and well, she's going to be retiring in the next year, and I'm thinking about the same time that she's retiring, maybe they'll come out with a technology that will make her job obsolete, but it could have made the job obsolete years ago.
There are 3 kinds of MedBed, 3 kinds. 1 is rejuvenation, 2 is curable diseases, 3 is regeneration of organs.
Do you know? Can you explain how they work for those that don't?
They use laser. They use the newest technology, unthinkable technologies that can completely analyze your DNA instantaneously. They can rejuvenate the body in 30 minutes. It's unthinkable. It's unthinkable. We knew that. We knew that Nikola Tesla had done something like that, but it was repressed. It was hidden by the army. So now, and the MedBed will be available in the old United States in 1 year or 2. And they will rejuvenate your body. They can cure all diseases, regenerate any part of the body, check all the DNA, cure all the DNA. It's unthinkable. I said it in 2015. 2015, I gave my first conference, and I said we are going to have on this planet a total change, and it will start with medicine. I said that in 2015, 5 years ago. I say, and I had no idea about the MedBed and anything. I had just picked it up in meditation. I've done 30 years of meditation, mantra, pranayama, visualization, purification, asanas, with one of the greatest masters on the planet. I met him when I was 18, and he said I was extremely advanced. And he said, come to live at the spiritual center. So I went, and I spent 12 years there, and I achieved one level of enlightenment. There are many levels. And then I came back to Italy. I started to teach, and now I'm teaching, and I've opened a school, and I'm telling these things. And when I teach meditation, then I say these things, and people ask me, how do you know? How could you say in 2015 that we would have the curable diseases? I said in 2015, and I said because I pick it up in meditation. In meditation, I'm now in contact with my masters. Told me that I'm in contact with all the masters from the past, the present, and the future. So I'm in contact with the master of Shambhala. I'm channeling the master of Shambhala. And the Master Shambhala now, they are saying that the white hats in America have the power. So the positive forces in the United States have created the alliance, so-called alliance. When you hear alliance, you know it's the positive, is QAnon plus the white hats. And they have taken over now. So they have the Pentagon, they have the CIA, they have all the power now. So you will see now that things will change drastically in the United States starting 21st December. You will see that we will have incredible technologies coming out, unthinkable technologies. You will see that we will have GSR implemented. It's already been implemented. They will say it in the first 3 months of the new year. They will say that GSR has been implemented. GSR is called a Global Economic Social Reformation Act, which means go back to the gold standard, go back to the Constitution, go back to the common law, the disbursement of the money to the people. And GSARA will start practically the new age on the planet, because it will be such an amazing shift from a very practical way of living in the United States and all over the world. GSARA is NESARA in the United States, National Economic Social Reformation Act, and GSARA all over the world, Global Economic Social Reformation Act. And so you will have a total change with GSARA, start with GSARA. I tell you a secret, in this moment, the Supreme Court of the United States right now is analyzing the elections, the fraud, but is also analyzing the files for the arrests. And one of my contacts just told me that Donald Trump is going to implement martial law, according to her. I did not pick it up in meditation. The Master of Shambhala did not tell me this, but a friend of mine who is in touch with the Pentagon just told me that according to her, the Supreme Court is analyzing the files for the arrests. Donald Trump is going to start martial law and start the arrests. And he will say next week, he will say the storm is starting, and that will be the beginning of martial law, and he will start the arrests, and so we will have all the shift in the United States.
Well, that is big news to hear. And of course, all this stuff about Nassar and Jassar, people are, I'm sure, rolling their eyes thinking we've been down this road before. And we can't help but wonder how much longer is it going to take before this happens, if it ever does. But there seems to be something to it, considering that we are entering like some sort of a golden gate period, as Lisa Renee would say, regarding the alignments of the center of the galaxy and all with our planet. There's a lot of astrological stuff going on this year. The Golden Gate alignment, like I mentioned, and also Jupiter and Saturn going in Aquarius, not necessarily the age of Aquarius, but just the fact that they're going to be conjunct in there at the same time as the eclipse. Well, no, the eclipse is on the 14th, and then there's the equinox on the 21st with the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. And this is something very big supposed to happen. Now, I'm looking at some other timelines here. Bull Polney, he's got the God's New Era timeline. He's talking about a new era officially beginning April 26th, 2021. And he's also got another Red Sea moment document that he's talking about all these timelines and things that are supposed to happen. He's got one's more about 2020, the other one's about 2021. And of course, when you mention dates, you can't help but think about people having egg in their face. But he seems pretty spot on about this, among other things. Ruth Bader
Ginsburg. New era, Andrew, the new era, I can tell you with complete and total certitude, the new era, the famous new age, the famous golden age, the famous Satya Yuga has started the 16th of November. Because my master said that. My master is Swami Ganapati, is the greatest, one of the 5 greatest masters living on this planet in this moment. So I can tell you, the new era has started the 16th of November. You can be sure of that, 100%.
Well, there's a lot of cycles within cycles. I mean, year of the rat doesn't end until February 11th, and then we got the year of the ox. So I was thinking this whole year was, in a sense, going to have to be a fresh start, because the rat is the first in the Chinese zodiac. So something from a fresh start perspective has to be going on here. And um, spring beginning April 27th, 2021, according to Bull Pony's thing. He's also talking about seven seals and seven trumpets. I'm not going to get into the biblical prophecy thing about this, but I do want to get into a couple of things going on behind the scenes in the economic and political scene in America. First of all, very big news that Donald Trump seems to have basically told the Illuminati factions who have any control over him, you don't have any control over me anymore. He gave Henry Kissinger and Madeleine Albright the boot in regards to them being advisors. Kissinger and Albright, very prominent figures in the Illuminati, both shape-shifting reptilians, if you believe David Icke says. But anyhow, they were advisors on some panel. They got the boot. Trump said, "You're gone. Beat it. I don't want to talk to you anymore." So that seems to be a sign that he's not giving in to bad forces as much as. But we have to wonder how exactly is this whole thing going to play out? Because I've heard some people say that neither Trump nor Biden will be the president when this is all said and done. It's going to
Exactly.
be something completely different. What do you see going down?
Okay. Now, number one, the Illuminati have lost. They are desperate. They are desperate. They don't know what to do. They are using their plan B, plan C, because their plan don't work anymore. Their plans don't work anymore. Number two, doesn't matter if Trump, Biden, it would be no, it doesn't matter because if Jassara is implemented, we will have new elections. So it doesn't matter. The point is that the White Hats and QAnon have taken over the power. So Jassara, QAnon, the White Hats have the power in the Pentagon, CIA, and the army. All the armies now in China. The president of China is works for the light, for the positive forces. Putin in Russia works for the light, for the positive forces. Putin said that he's going to destroy the Illuminati. He said that. He said, "I'm going to destroy the Illuminati with my own hands." And he has just attacked Soros. He has exiled the Rothschilds. He's in contact with the extraterrestrials, with the positive extraterrestrials, from the Pleiadians. By the way, one of the top ranks in Israel just said yesterday or 2 days ago that they're in touch with extraterrestrials. So we got it, Andrew. We got the first official
I was
disclosure.
going, you basically took it out of my mouth. I was actually going to bring that up. So now people have no choice but to acknowledge that the mainstream has acknowledged that ETs exist. But has it changed the world in any way? Is it still the same crazy world out there just because some one person said that ETs exist? Has the world changed? Well, funny that happened because I just watched all the new episodes of Ancient Aliens. I found out that season had started a new season, and luckily I was able to watch all the episodes on my computer after doing the passcode thing with Fries and Fios. But some interesting things about the new episodes talking about the number 12 and whatnot. But we don't really need to get into that. But the fact that someone in Israel did mention the thing about the ETs, you have to think, well, maybe something is cooking. And of course, I'm sure there's a lot of humans out there who know that ETs exist, but just choose not to think about it because it's one of those I don't think I have control over kind of things. And the idea that Trump couldn't release the stuff because humanity wasn't ready. That's what that was
Exactly.
also stressed there. And I've heard that so many times. Well, if humans know that the evidence shows that ETs exist, but they choose not to be concerned about, I mean, how is this going to go down? Is it possible, I should ask you, does the Illuminati have any chance of that staged alien invasion? Can they pull that off, or
Oh,
have they?
no, 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 no. The blue beam is called Blue Beam, Project Blue Beam. It will be stopped and blocked by the extraterrestrials, the positive extraterrestrials.
Well, that's reassuring. Of course, Alex Collier mentioned on the Goldfish Report that the Draco reptilian overlords are gone. And I recently did an interview with Tolek, who did all those interviews with Alfred Weber back in the day about the undersea bases. And um, he said the count, like how many reptilians are there on planet Earth, like maybe less than 50 at this point. Um, but anyhow, I wanted to ask you one more thing about talking about Jasar and Nassar and how this is going to be implemented. Well, can't help but wonder, looking at Bull Pony, what he is predicting here. Bull Pony seems to think that there is actually going to be some sort of a stock market crash that happens in 2021 or something, and how exact the stock market crash of 1929? Everybody had stocks in that time period, so everybody was affected by it. But this time around, like when the economy shut down, the stock market is still going like crazy and still having record highs. It's just a crazy corrupt casino, but a lot has changed in regards to who has a stake on Wall Street since 1929, and the idea that some sort of a crash in the stock market is going to happen
No,
um,
no.
in the next year. Do you have anything to say about this?
No, no, because you see, it's no more about the crash in the stock market. The market is not. It's not about that. It's about now the white hats have gone taken over. The Quanon and the white hats together have created the alliance. The alliance now has the power everywhere in the United States. So they're going to implement GESARA. They're going to which means GESARA Global Economic Social Reformation Act, which means go back to the gold standard, go back to the common law, go back to the Constitution of the United States, which has never been implemented totally, because Federal Reserve is proof that the Constitution of the United States has never been implemented. Because Federal Reserve is against the law, as it is now, and the Federal Reserve will be stopped, for example, and so we will have a complete shift in the United States, complete change. Everything will change. Every social reformation act, it's why it's called Global Economic Social Reformation Act, because it will be a complete social reformation act. It's an act of reformation, and everything will go back to the Constitution. We go back to the fathers of the United States, the way they planned the United States. We are going back there because the Illuminati distorted the way the Constitution at work. And since the Illuminati distorted everything that happened in the United States, for example, creating the Federal Reserve, for example, stopping the gold standard, they started, in one point, they started to create money without gold. You cannot do that. It's against the law. So we are going back to the original plan. Now I tell you a secret. The same way that we are going back now to the original plan in the United States, which was created by the Constitution, and the original plan for the United States was created by the masters of Shambhala, especially Master Saint Germain, and he is now in the United States. All the masters of Shambhala are incarnated on the planet. Jesus is in Syria since the 60s. Saint Germain is in the United States. All the apostles of Christ are present. The Christ is going to manifest in a couple of years in an etheric body on the planet. And Master Saint Germain now is going to implement the GESARA, and we will go back to the original plan for the United States. In the same way, we are going back, the entire planet Earth, is going to experience a renaissance of consciousness, which is amazing. I talked about it in 2016, 18, and now it's Corey Good is talking about this. Barbara Marciniak is talking about this. Bashar al-Darilanka is talking about this. They're all saying there's going to be a renaissance of consciousness. Now, this renaissance of consciousness will be the going back to the original plan for planet Earth. Planet Earth is a plan, was created. This solar system, this entire solar system, was created by entities from the star Sirius A. And Sirius A, entities from Sirius A have created this planet. My master said, this planet was created by you, for you. And I said, what does it mean? And I found out, because it's this planet and this solar system were created by entities from Sirius, and now we are going back to the original plan. Now, planet Earth, we are going back to the original plan, which is that planet Earth will be the Florence of the Renaissance in the galaxy. So we will step into fifth dimension, 2029, and this planet will become the Florence of the Renaissance, the planet of the Renaissance of the arts of the galaxy. We will have film festival, movie festival, music festival, everywhere in every town of the planet. We will all be totally rich. We will have all technologies. We will have no work, no death, no suffering, nothing. We will be all day. So what we will do in the end, when we have achieved all that well-being, we will spend the entire day expressing our divinity through creativity, which is exactly what the extraterrestrials do on Sirius. They express their creativity through their divinity through creativity. So we will, in planet Earth, there will be no job, nothing, no factories. We will wake up and you do meditation, then you play the violin, then you go to swim, then you paint, then you watch opera, then at night you go to the theater, then at night again you listen to music. It will be, and everyone will be artist. Every person will do 2 or 3 instruments: flute, painting, and poetry. Which is exactly the way I live now already. This is
Well,
exactly I live already now the way in this way.
it seems like a paradise lifestyle. Um, but of course, it's a shock to the system if we were to do that overnight. It can't happen overnight. It has to be implemented over time. And one can't help but wonder, well, just like they say humanity isn't ready because they can't handle the truth. I mean, how do you know that humanity isn't going to take advantage of this? How do you know people aren't just going to sit on their fat butts and smoke pot and eat potato chips all day long when this comes around? How can you be sure that humans are going to want to express their creativity and not be lazy, apathetic, pot smoking uh, jerks who don't really seem
It's
to give a damn
exactly,
about
but
anything? How do you
but
know that?
that's exactly what's happening now. It's exact. I mean, how do you know? How do the people now, for example, the way I live, the way my friends live, you know why? Because they're going to be a renaissance of consciousness. You forgot about it. I just told you. We are going to shift in consciousness. So what you just said cannot be happening because we will shift in consciousness. So it cannot be that people drink and smoke and do the thing because that's low consciousness. That's low consciousness. Cannot be. It will be high consciousness, like me. Like me, I live already now the new age, the new renaissance of the planet. That's exactly like I do. I wake up, I do meditation, I play the flute, I eat, I go to swim, I come back, I do 2 phone calls for my job, 2 phone calls, and that's it. And then I watch the news, then I go for a walk, then I paint, and then I watch the opera at night. It's 20 years that I live like that. That's exactly what everyone will do in 9 years. So what you just said cannot take place, that people become lazy and they smoke and they eat chips, because there will be a shift in consciousness. Like I told you there's going to be a wave of love and light that will envelop all of us, and we will make us shift in consciousness. So we will have our Kundalini. Okay, we are going to have a Kundalini awakening. Everyone is going to have Kundalini awakening. Kundalini is the energy, the divine energy inside man. It's in the first chakra. And you awaken it through meditation, mantra, visualization, breathing exercises, purity of life, and asanas. And so everyone on the planet will have Kundalini awakening. It's the first time that I say this. It's the first time that I say in an interview. We will have a Kundalini awakening. We will all have all the chakras open. We will all have the DNA totally reactivated, 12 strands of DNA instead of 2. 12 strands DNA reactivation, total reactivation DNA, all the chakras open, all the 7 chakras open, a Kundalini awakening. We'll be in a super state of consciousness all the time. We will be in ecstasy, in bliss. We will be in samadhi. Samadhi is deep meditation. We will be. There will be a total new, different way in the way people think, in the way people act, in the way people speak, in the way people react. because it will be a shift in consciousness. It will be awakening of the Kundalini in every human being.
Well, I'm glad to hear you have a very optimistic attitude about what's supposed to happen in the future, and I do hope that this all happens. And I've envisioned it myself. I've seen the technology myself. I've done the research myself. All the stuff you're talking about is definitely for real. It's out there. It's just a matter of getting it implemented. Sooner the better. And another thing about the monetary reset that makes me wonder what our state of consciousness, how is it going to respond to the idea of gambling? I mean, are we going to have casinos and a stock market after all
Oh,
this?
Andrew, there's no money. There's no money anymore.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah.
stock market anymore.
Well, I heard from some one of my other interviews that on the other planets, they just because they don't have money doesn't mean they don't gamble. I mean, if you want to have free will, you got to have the right to gamble, don't you? So don't they have like casinos with maybe some sort
Oh,
of a fake
because,
money or some
yeah,
sort of?
Andrew, you forget that we are going to have a shift in consciousness. Why do I not gamble, Andrew?
I don't
Because
gamble either, but I'm just pointing it out as a basic human right to
it
free
will not
will. It
happen.
has to be something that,
No,
and
it will not happen because people will have Kundalini awake. They will have a very high state of consciousness.
wow, that's very. See, I was very optimistic there, and
They,
well,
they will do you. They will travel. They will still say maybe. They will still play. They will see. They will still lie. Maybe you see. But that's little things. You know, on other planet. Don't think that extraterrestrials are perfect. I tell you one thing. Even the most evolved extraterrestrials in the universe do not still manage to figure out how things work in the universe, and they are not perfect, and they are not always in the state of consciousness of God. Even the highest extraterrestrials, which is the sixth dimension. Sixth dimension is the highest extraterrestrial. Then you go to seventh dimension and you are an angel. They're called celestials. If they're from seventh dimension on, they're called celestials. They're extraterrestrials that have achieved self-realization, total enlightenment. They have. My master said during my sadhana. Sadhana is a spiritual practice. I received the visit of masters that realize themselves on other planets. So they realize themselves on other planets and they come here with their astral body. Many UFOs that we see, those UFOs that you see that they look like a cell, they look like they're organic, they are organic because they are the astral body of some entity. So it's amazing. We will have, thank you. We will have extraterrestrial contact very soon. We will have extraterrestrials, I think before 2030, for sure. We will have extraterrestrial ships landing like every day, and we will have open contact. Bashar said, Sri Lanka channels Bashar, and he said the window will be from 2025 till 2033. We will have open contact. I think 2033, I think, because humanity is not ready yet. And so we will have, we not only we will have the planet Earth will be paradise, but we will have extraterrestrials coming here all the time. We will have space travel. We will live on, from 2030 on, we will live on Venus, Earth, Venus, Mars, Moon, and Pax. Pax will be a new planet that will be added to the solar system. We will have 12 planets in the solar system. Probably we will have two suns. Probably we will have two suns starting in 2030 because we will be in fifth dimension. And in fifth dimension, Jupiter is going to become a sun. So there's going to maybe two suns also because normally a solar system has two suns, not one. So we are rare that we have only one sun. So we will be two suns, 12
well,
planets.
hold on. Let me stop you right there. Actually, word on the street, according to some folks that have talked about this, we already are a two-star system. The other sun, we can't see it because it's on the other side of the sun and it orbits at the same rate as the Earth does. around the sun, so it's impossible to see it. So I've heard from some sources that there is actually a second sun in the in the solar system, and also this thing, all this stuff you're saying about other planets being brought in. If I've heard before, I remember Tolek talking about like some biosphere being brought in between the orbit of Venus and Earth back in like 2011 or something, and Nibiru being moved way above the planet's orbit in 2012. But that was, of course, long ago. And now you're mentioning all this stuff, and well, the nature of our solar system. To hear you say all this stuff, when other people have given their own nature, compare, and then don't even start in the flat Earth camp. That's another can of worms. Sandro Spinacci and I had a whole debate on that back in the day. Um, but so, where are you making these claims about the universe and how it's changing, and how you know this stuff about Jupiter?
Okay.
And
Andrew, this solar system is shifting into fifth dimension because it's entering a region of the galaxy where there are very gases that are very, very high vibration frequency, very high frequency. And so this solar system is going to shift into fifth dimension. The entire galaxy is going to shift in frequency, in dimension. And I tell you a huge secret. In 1994, a new dimension manifested in the universe, the 12th dimension, and some entities manifested, and they saw all the other dimensions, and they saw all the problems, and they reported to the source, and the source decided to bring up all the dimensions. So for this reason, the entire universe is going to shift in dimension, and God is taking us home, back home.
well, there is no place like home, as Dorothy would say. Interesting. I actually decided to watch The Wizard of Oz um, earlier this morning. So I recently heard that that movie was actually a mimicry on the 1896 election between William McKinley and William Jennings Bryan, and the very pertinent in the present day, apparently, considering that Donald Trump recently took down a poster of George Bush and Bill Clinton, pictures of them, and put up Willie McKinley and Teddy Roosevelt's pics in the White House, perhaps suggesting a return to the gold standard and the yellow brick road. That was basically a wink, wink. Willie McKinley's gold standard is the way we're going to go. Of course, those that don't know Wizard of Oz, back in that time when it was originally, there was no ruby slippers. I believe it was silver slippers, and the 1896 election, for those that don't know the history, it was basically a war between silver and gold. And because William McKinley was the gold standard advocate against William Jennings Bryan, who basically supported free silver, completely different from the type of economy that we have today, with the dollar being not convertible to gold ever since the Nixon shock of 1971, which was a stupid move. Mike Maloney gave a fascinating presentation.
But now it's going to shift. We are going to shift back to the gold standard. So there's
Yes.
not a problem. And you will see the United States in the next 9 years will be completely different, and planet Earth will be another planet. By the way, there is no planet Earth, or the objective planet Earth. There are electromagnetic grids which create timelines. So when you see, and you can shift. When I teach, I say this. When I teach in my school, I say this. You can shift timeline hundreds of times in one day. Hundreds of times in one day. You can shift timeline. You can do your meditation. You do 1 hour meditation, and you open your eyes, and they call you, and the problem you had, there's no problem. Or the person that was bothering you is not there anymore because you shifted timeline. When I met my master, and he gave me Kundalini awakening. Now, people, read everything you can about Kundalini awakening and how to bring the Kundalini up to your spine, to your head, and to open all the chakras. When my master gave me Kundalini awakening and he opened all my chakras immediately, the first day, because he said that I was extremely advanced from my past lives, and he said that I was this close to Nirvana. It took me 26 years. I achieved Nirvana last year. And Nirvana is this, that there's nothing. There is no universe. There is no planet Earth. It's just, there's only what is called Nirguna Brahman, which is the absolute without attributes, filled with consciousness. There's only consciousness, invisible consciousness. There's no universe, there's no planet Earth, there's no light, there's no sound, the forms are empty. It's all emptiness. And so, and now I see and I teach to my students that when you perceive, you can shift timeline immediately. So you can, and it's called the Mandela effect. People read everything you can in internet on the Mandela effect, and you can shift consciousness. You can shift consciousness, you shift timeline. If you raise your consciousness, you bring up your Kundalini to your head, and you open your chakras into your head, you shift consciousness, you shift timeline, and you will see that you wake up one day and certain people are not there anymore. Some of your friends, you don't see them anymore. When I met my master, 2 or 3 of my friends, my dear friends, disappeared. I did not see them anymore because my master gave me such a high improvement in my level of consciousness, in my raising my frequency, giving me Shaktipat. Shaktipat is the divine energy that awakens the Kundalini, brings the Kundalini up to your head. And so I got immediate Kundalini awakening, immediate raising Kundalini, immediate opening of those chakras. And so I shifted to a very, 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 very far timeline where some people were not there anymore. I was not angry anymore. I was not lustful anymore. I was wholly full of joy and purity and light and love. And so I shifted timeline. And in fact, 2-3 months later, I moved to the country with my mother. So it was a total shift in consciousness. It's called karmic rebirth. So you can do that. You can do through meditation. So the point is, do meditation. Do 1 hour meditation a day. Repeat always, all day long, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, which opens all the chakras. Namah Shivaya, Om are the 6 chakras. If you repeat Om Namah Shivaya, you open all the chakras, and a loud voice all day. You can do it when you drive, you can do when you work, you can do when you cook, you're cooking, everything. And so you raise your consciousness, and the moment you say Namah Shivaya, the moment you do meditation, you will shift timeline and you will be on another planet. There is no planet Earth. There are infinite planet Earths. In this moment, there's one planet Earth where Atlantis was never destroyed. And Europeans now are a colony of Atlantis. It depends. It's called the Akasha of the timelines. So there are many, many timelines. You can shift timeline. There is no planet Earth. It's just a creation of your mind. You just have to shift your consciousness through meditation and mantra, and then you will be on another planet Earth, on a wonderful planet Earth.
Yes,
that's my message.
Yes, and that's the show, I guess. Thank you for coming on. Second time. It was a pleasure having you on. There are many revelations here, and all these dates you gave out. Hey, you could say what you want about people having egg in their face when dates went by and things didn't happen. You're a great guy, and you have a very optimistic attitude. Things don't happen because we are not on that timeline. I've heard that many, many times over, but there's no doubt we are definitely on some positive trajectory. Everybody's got to be patient. I definitely have to learn to be patient. Being an Aries and a fire tiger, it's a recipe for patience disaster. I got to learn to meditate more than 10 minutes myself. I seem like I'm always wanting to be on the go. So I definitely something I'm going to have to get more accustomed to myself. And but enough about me. This show was very fascinating. I loved getting you on a second time. So Alberto, I wish you the best of luck. Take care, and good luck. And the sooner this stuff comes to fruition, the better. Take care.
God bless you all.
God bless.
God bless you all.
Bye bye.
God bless.